two parts of the band, Billy. Band that I got to know a very long time ago. Very happy to have them here as part of G-Rock Rising, because you have a new album that you have been working on for. It's your labor of love, as is often the case here with G-Rock Rising bands, and you're now at you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, in a sense.
Yeah, we've been probably working on it for at least 2 years now.
Yeah.
We've been doing the recording ourselves. Actually, Rich has gotten very good at that, so it's been taking a long time. But we do hope to be mixing probably by the end of August, so that maybe August or early September we'd have something out.
Okay.
That's the final.
Great, so that'll be the newest release from the band Billy. And by the way, Rich and Brian are here with us today. And what you just mentioned, Brian, the idea of doing as much of the work yourself as possible, it's kind of like a double-edged sword in a way, is what I've come to find from a lot of the bands we talk with. Because obviously you want as much control as possible over your own songs, and it's nice to be able to tweak it and do what you want with it, but then it's that much more time-consuming to be able to...
It's so easy when you're listening to something and you re-listen to it that you have the opportunity to go back again and fix it, which is great, but in the same way, it makes it, the whole process a lot longer. Right. So, because there's always, I'm even sure that, big bands, when they come out with their albums, there's always things that they would change about it. So, at some point we just have to decide to stop and hopefully we're almost
there.
With
what
exactly.
Exactly. It's probably more than good enough for just the average listener. But if it's your songs, your material, it becomes that much more of a thing.
And that's why we're not going to mix it ourselves.
You're going to hand it off.
We're going to the Pigeon Club.
Yeah. That's where you guys have worked before. I know some bands here with G-Rock Rising that's a famed place out of Hoboken. So you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
And
they actually have pigeons there.
They do, right?
They do, yeah. It's
I think
actually
I remember
a pigeon
explaining. For people who aren't familiar with it, it's like carrier pigeons, right? That's what you're talking about. Or no?
Yeah, just like racing pigeons. Yeah, it's a bunch of old. It's a bunch of old men. We've been in there last time, and a bunch of old guys come in.
The pigeon guys hang out front.
I think the Hudson County Pigeon Fanciers Club is the actual name of it. So
it's an interesting environment to have those two things meeting at all times, at unexpected times, I would imagine.
Yep.
For people who aren't familiar, and obviously we'll get to hear two songs by Billy in just a moment or so, but something that I think would catch a lot of people's attention is you are able to pull off a very different kind of cover. It's been in your catalog for some time now. You've done Rancid, obviously a punk band like no other, just sold out a bunch of nights at Irving Plaza coming up, and you've been able to do a banjo hill. What do you call it? What's your style that you've said?
Like punk bluegrass.
Punk bluegrass, that's the best way to put it. I don't want words in your mouth. So, and it's something that really catches the ear from listening, because you realize what song it is, and it's wonderfully executed, but it's definitely your own take on it. So that's some of the sounds that you've been able to obtain as a band. It's not necessarily all of your songs that we were just talking before we started talking, but is that what you, when you started, Billy, because you've been together for some time now, was it about just mixing it up that way and throwing in other instruments and not just doing your typical, two guitar, bass, drum all the time? Or
yeah, I think from the very beginning, actually, Rich and I have been playing together, I don't know, since 88, 89.
Long time.
Yeah, a long time. And I've always been really interested in instruments. I've always played a lot of instruments as a kid, and certain instruments have always just caught my attention. And so I've always liked to incorporate those into the music. Now, with banjo, I started playing banjo some time ago, and we found that banjo, bluegrass and punk music have a very similar kind of edge. It's a little bit ahead of the beat, so it really worked well. Like, what we do is not straight bluegrass. I'm not a straight bluegrass banjo player. I couldn't, it's a complicated. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different thing. So I've definitely played with people, but I don't play that style.
Right.
But the edge that is given by banjo, really kind of adds to it. And you can take a lot of pretty basic rock songs and do that. We've done. Actually, some of the other good covers, we've done some Misfits covers, like which is great.
That's not what you would expect, obviously, but then when it works, it's just a really different dimension.
And we don't necessarily, of course, sound just like the band. We're not trying to cover it just like the band, but to do different instruments. We probably added some on this too. Is like one of the main instruments that I like playing now outside of the band. I play the Irish bagpipes, which is actually the uilleann pipes, which is actually you hear it a lot now, much more so. But so like that kind of thing, where I'll hear a sound that I really love or that really catches my attention, but then try to incorporate it again. Not that we're gonna do Irish music, but still to have that sound and that strength of that instrument. I think really makes it stand out. So
yeah, it sets you guys apart, definitely, because when people hear for the first time, it's definitely, it's definitely rock music, but done in a different way. So is that, now that it's been a project for some time, I know, like we said, you're getting to a point now with the new album, has that been, what are some of the ideas that have been tossed around, I guess, and what can we kind of expect now that you're at a point where you would be able to comfortably give us a little bit of a sneak peek onto the new tracks?
I think from this one, probably it's a little bit more guitar-based than our last one, because I write a lot with the guitar, but I still think there's a lot, like, for me, the melody is very important. I'm the main vocalist, and it's just very important to have a melody that's a little bit different, or something that can still catch the attention. It might be basic chords or a basic progression, but if you can do that, that's what people, I think, really relate to, or at least when they hear it, it makes the song stand out some more. So we're trying to get some good catchy melodies in there, as well as something that's just interesting. We do have, in this one, we're going to have some fiddle. A friend of ours, we've had some friends come in to help. So we do have, with some of the banjo songs, we have some fiddle songs. We're going to get some slide guitar, and
there's a lot more organ going on too. A friend of ours, Paul, came in, and he's a great keyboard player, piano player, and I just got to turn up my guitar really loud.
Yeah, you can play some organ too, I think. Right?
Yes, I actually play the mellotron on it.
So there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Well,
adding, constantly not getting bored, I would imagine.
It's a lot of fun. Actually, it was great because we did this ourselves this time, so we had the opportunity, because we weren't spending all this money, to pay somebody else to help us do it.
Right.
It gave us a little bit more freedom to kind of sit back and think about the sounds that we wanted to add, and play around, and just see what we can do with it without getting too crazy. I mean, there's a part where you can have so much on there, it's just this wall of sound, and
And we also, for the first time, we were able to drop a few songs too that we didn't feel bad about, because
Actually, that's one thing we did this time, was we probably recorded twice as many songs as we were going to eventually use, and after listening to them, we decided which ones actually work together.
Right, so you still have a bank of material to go back to, maybe retool with at some point.
Look for an EP after this one.
That's always a good thing these days too, to keep the music
The B-sides.
Or on the website, we'll probably have them up on there.
Around the same time we have the new recordings, we're talking about the new album to look for from Billy. You also have at least one of the ever-popular summer music festivals that have seemed to be popping up every now. You're going to be playing in Chester in August.
Yeah, the Black River Music and Arts Fest. We did it last year, and we're back again this year. A lot of fun.
August 16th.
We'll be actually, I think this year, I think we're going to be right by the Public House on Main Street.
Oh, nice. So it'll be a good place to go have a couple drinks and check out Billy.
There's going to be a beer garden, so.
More than a couple, probably, for a lot of people over there.
And it's kid-friendly, too.
Yeah.
So, which is something we don't get to play for kids.
It's true. It is true. And a lot of people who are rocking while having the family, it can be tough, too. So this is a good chance. And for all of other shows, other information, including when the new album's finally out with the name, the website to go to is
BillyBand.com.
Great. All right. So they're going to play a couple for us. I'm Erin Vogt. This is G-Rock Rising.